Hey, we are live. Hi, everyone. I told you
Yes.
guys that this is it. We are so excited, very
Happy
excited.
Sunday. Happy Mother's Day. So good to be here, Sonia. Yes, we are live.
Yeah.
All right.
Somebody would think that we mothers should be somewhere celebrating and having
Mm-hmm.
pedicure, manicure, lunch, dinner. But
Yeah.
guess what? One of the major things about motherhood is the fact that you care beyond yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And today we just want to use today being Mother's Day to just launch this series, which we're going to be doing. The
Yes.
purpose is for you to learn, for us to learn, for you to ask your questions. It's a platform where everybody gives you ideas. And so we are giving you idea. We want you to run with us and tell us what you think. Okay. So if you're joining us live or you're going to watch a replay, do tell us where you're joining us from. Let's know how global we are and
Mm-hmm.
whatever your way will be from what our discussion here will be. So it's all about what makes a healthy home. We are not giving you any suggestion because I know that when it comes to family dynamics, it's something that is very sensitive. Okay.
Yes.
But we are talking from what books we've read, what we are
Mm-hmm.
practicing, what the Holy Spirit have actually imbibed in us that is working, that can also help you shape the narrative. So you learn a few things here, we will also learn because I know that whatsoever the Holy Spirit puts in our mind is for us to take out something. There was
Yeah.
always a opposite of benefit in all we have to do. So before I go, I want my Sarah me to introduce herself, everybody.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us here today. Like, this is a topic that I think we're passionate about because, as moms, God has given us a vital role in the family, right? And the family, as we know, they say is the smallest unit of, of life, of every, of the society.
Yeah.
So, this is a very crucial topic. And we know that there's so many things that are not quite right. And we're here to discuss, like she said, from our own perspective, what we feel like the family dynamics should be, right? And we're getting our own, I will call it foundational discussion from the Word of God, of course. And of course,
Mm-hmm.
from what we've studied so far, and even our own experiences. Not that we've gotten it all right in our own, right? But we have actually learned and grown. I mean, 12 years, 13 years in the marriage. I mean, it's well more than enough. Sonia, you can attest to
Yeah.
that, right? Uh-huh.
Mhm. Okay, so we're going to go to the first thing, which a lot of family, I think this is always what prouds either unhealthy family dynamics or prouds raising kids who have the soul discrepancy within themselves, and it's about communication. So,
Mhm.
number one thing that we're going to look at in terms of this family dynamics is communication. Okay, and I'm going to cite a story which I know most of us, especially even African African parents, we
Mhm.
are raised with parents who we scold, parents who will yell, parents who will like before maybe they call you once and you don't answer. The second time is And
Yeah.
one of the things I think our parents didn't know better is whatever voice you use in a child lives with this child. And when it
Mhm.
lives with this child, that is what the child is going to, transgenerational, put
Yeah.
it back.
Yeah.
And I'll, for example, I remember because if my parents were the yelling or screaming one before you hear. If
Mhm.
that one did not work, the whooping will work.
At least something.
Then we now find ourselves having our own kids where you call once, you expect the way you react to your parents or your parents reacted to you for you to be the same thing. Okay. And then when you do that, you realize they are doing it as well. And that
Yes.
is when you get to like caution yourself. This is not
Mhm.
supposed to be.
Yeah.
Okay. Children are very resilient. They can actually take a lot, but it lives rent free in them. So
Oh,
part
yeah.
of what we're saying is communication matters more than perfection. Sarah, what do you think?
Of course. I mean, communication is not just even about what you say. It's even about the way you act. They watch
Mm-hmm.
every little detail. I mean, like every little detail. I'll just give a typical example. It doesn't really like. I think it will strike a chord, even if it's not like relating to the topic of communication. There was day my daughter was telling me that, mom, no, I was giving them I think beans or something, and she was like, she knows that I will not eat it. She was telling me that she knows that I'd never noticed that I didn't know she was looking at me to that extent to know that I don't really eat beans like that. But my point is this. the way you communicate to them and what you do also communicates to them, because it's more about what you do
Do to
than
them.
just what you say to them, right? So I think let's start the conversation from there, Sonia. I'll give
Yeah.
more to it as we
I
proceed.
love what you just pointed because a lot of times they learn from modeling. Modeling
Yes,
is another form of communication to
yes,
kids,
that's what it is.
especially if they're babies, their
Mm-hmm.
early years, even when they grow. Remember, modeling, that's how our parents, we didn't call it modeling at the time. They use
Mm-hmm.
their eyes to talk to us. That is
Yeah,
because they have modeled that if I react this way, you should know I'm not happy with you. You
mm-hmm.
know, this
Mm-hmm.
is the way. So our even charisma, the way we carry ourselves communicates to our
Mm-hmm.
kids. The way
Yes,
we deal with our day-to-day life communicates to
yes,
our family. So that
yeah,
is why our pointer one is the huge one, which is communication. And I know for us
yeah,
as parents, we were raised, if it's a couple, we are raised in different environments, and these things
mm-hmm.
tend to sprout. Let's say there's a misunderstanding at home. The way
Yeah,
you communicate to each other in the midst of these kids will actually inform them how they will, their own home will be. So
yes,
either having a healthy communication, having a healthy conversation, and
yeah,
also modeling the right thing. So when
yeah,
you catch yourself, acting a certain way, and the children are there, always remind yourself that they are watching me.
yeah,
Whatever you model, they read it. Your
yeah,
body language, they
yeah,
read it.
yeah,
So it's not about pretending to them. It's okay to
mm,
be yourself, but how you communicate and what the dynamics are in terms of your body language, your charisma, the way things are happening around you, speak to these kids. I just
yeah,
remember, I think I don't like the hotel like beds in some of these places because it's really soft. And I came
mm,
back one time with a huge back pain from sleeping in that bed. And I remember just crying about the back, and Michelle said, "Oh, because it's not your own bed." Because I said, "Yes, because it's not my own." And she's like, "Okay, do you want to be taking it anytime you travel?" Go. Because I always complain about it if I have to stay in a hotel and I come back. That's the first thing I always complain. I don't know why they buy such bed, but these little things, the children listen. So
yeah,
anytime I travel and I call on the phone, the first thing she will ask me is, "Mommy, how is your back?"
mm,
Anytime I travel, it doesn't even matter whether I'm in a hotel, Airbnb, whatever. That is the first thing. And she just three,
wow,
four at that point.
yeah, mm-hmm.
Now, the first thing she always asks is, "How is your back?" Because she knows I am not in my own bed. Okay, so as little as those observations our kids make can actually make them. So that's why we're encouraging moms, especially today that is Mother's Day. Okay,
Yes, yes,
let's be the backbone that guide our kids to the right place or the right way of communication. Okay,
yes,
so
yes.
any final words before we go to the next pointer?
Yeah, I just wanted to add that I think it's something that we should not allow our own life, our
Mhm.
experiences, our own stress of, life to affect the way we ought to be relating with them. Because
Yes,
sometimes we could be bringing them up in fear because of the way maybe we shout
thank
at them
you.
or whatever,
Yeah.
right? We should be able to understand that we're raising a next generation to be different from how we were raised. And in
Hmm.
doing so, we need to be conscious of the right thing to do at every point in time, right?
Yeah.
So that we are adequately carrying them along with, because this generation, they're a different set of,
Yes.
like, they are
Yeah.
different breeds, honestly. So we have to deal with them in accordance with what is obtainable for training these children in this generation right. Can they be
Mhm.
vulnerable with you? Are they
Yeah.
people that are open to communicate, to express themselves? Or are they the ones that probably they do something wrong and they're scared to say it? Because if they're scared to say that little one, oh boy, you should be sure that there are many other things that will come, right?
Yeah.
So it's just for us to provide that atmosphere, that
Yeah.
environment that would enable them to be free, to be themselves, right? So that we can actually get the best from them at every point in time. Yeah.
Yeah. And I love that you mentioned it because this brings us to the second pointer, which is love is not manipulation or control.
Hmm.
Because that's what our children feel sometimes.
Yeah.
And I would say, especially in the Black community, we always see that, oh, the child shouldn't talk over me, or the
Hmm.
child shouldn't have a word or their narrative. Remember, these people are human beings like
Oh
us.
boy. Hmm.
Give birth to them doesn't mean you should manipulate them to control their life.
Yes.
I
Yes.
watched a certain video where the child is questioning the mom why she should react the way she reacted to the younger one. She's
Hmm.
4. the brother is 2, and the brother was actually asking for something, and the mom says she doesn't have it. I think the boy said the mother should order pizza. So the mother is trying to say, I don't have it. So the way she said it, in anger, made the boy started crying. The 4-year-old was questioning the mother, why do you have to, sound that way? That if you say it in love and maybe in a quiet tone, the boy wouldn't have. The mother was trying to prove to the 4-year-old that she doesn't have it. Why won't he understand? The little girl said, you would have said it in a way he understands. So it means he will read meaning into the sound,
Yes.
your body language, your charisma of explaining. And I realized something. Kids, like I said, are the most resilient set of individuals, because when you come down to say, you know what, oh, I know you want pizza, but can I buy it another time? Because right now I might not have it. Can I give you this? It means you're not controlling them. And like I said,
Yes.
sorry if I'm mentioning this part, because I know we are raised with you don't talk over your elders, you don't even receive feedback, you don't give feedback. It's time for us to know that love is not manipulative, it's
Yeah.
not control. We should
Not
actually give our family, even to our spouse, not because they love you, you think they should do this for a certain way, to please you. We
Yeah.
should always love people to a point of letting them lead and
Yeah.
negotiating and aligning to understand. What do you
Yeah.
think, sir?
So for me, right, I really feel like I'm very 100% on what you've just said. So I see these kids as, the way we talk about the fact that every man is a spirit.
Yeah.
So in as much as they haven't grown to become that man yet or that woman, we should bring them up like that. Because at some point, at teenagehood, you cannot even talk to them the way you're talking to them now, right?
Yeah.
You cannot control and
Mm.
like the way these children have grown in this generation, they've grown in such a way that they are free to express. I mean, that's what they've been taught in this part of the
Yes.
world. So
Yeah.
we also have to adapt the way we train them. Even if you want to scold your child, you should be able to give them, like I always give. Bible is my go-to, honestly. Anything I want to correct them on, I'll show them in the Bible why this is what you should be doing. So it's not a question of shouting and doing those things. It's
Yeah.
about me showing you why
Yeah.
I'm talking to you like this, why you need to know that this is the right way to go, so that you're adequately, it's like forming a mindset in them the right way. So for me, communication is it has become like a very big deal in terms of
Yeah.
how I choose to deal with very many aspects of how I'm raising them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also in terms of choices, okay, as parents, we know you might like a black bag, I would like a white one. It
Mm-hmm.
doesn't take away, it's not different from your children. Because
Yes.
sometimes when the children state what they want, we are yelling because we're the one making the money. And love is not controlled by any means, okay?
Yeah.
Even
Yeah.
though you're providing, let them have their choices. That way
Mm-hmm.
they better appreciate whatever you are offering them, okay?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
even if you want to surprise them, in your own way, ask them what they like so
Mm-hmm.
that you buy what they like, not what you think they will like. Because sometimes that builds a future, and you say, "Oh, you're not appreciating what I got for you." They don't even like it.
They don't even like it.
The
They
same way
don't
you
even care about it.
feel, and they don't even care about it. The same way you feel when I give you something you don't want. You could say no to me
Exactly.
because I'm elder. So
Mm-hmm.
what's the point? The child will say no to you. You turn it that the child is not appreciating what you're doing or what you gave them. Remember, like you mentioned, they are spirit being just like you.
Yeah.
And I think for us, we need to come to that level where we need to actually understand them, not
Yeah.
to control, not to
Mm-hmm.
manipulate because you think you are the mother. Most of the times when I watch some of these things online, I always look at the comment section. There's a video like this child will react. You see some mothers saying, you're even taking it from this child. I will not take it from the child. I would have done X, Y, and Z. But
Yes.
then the narrative is you've not heard from the child's perspective. You've
Yeah.
only seen a video of some sort. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
From
Mm-hmm.
this child perspective, you don't know how they feel at the moment. You don't
Yeah.
know what has led to them feeling that way. I
Exactly.
always like before we, compose or manipulate or control,
Yeah.
try to understand where the child is coming from.
Let me also add that any way you raise them, in terms of what you talk about, maybe when you're trying to control the child, or maybe you don't want them to talk back at you, and all of those things, guess what? You're influencing the mindset. They'll go out there now and they cannot talk. They'll go
Yeah,
out there now and they are expressing a timid and that kind of attitude, right? Because in the home, you've already given them what you think is the right way, and they go out there to express that. That's why we have to be careful how
Yeah.
we are actually relating with them, communicating with them, so that they go out there as those confident human beings that we really want them to be. So that's just what I wanted to add to what you were saying.
Yeah. It's like parents modeling the behavior they want to see.
Yes,
Okay.
exactly,
Please
exactly.
model the behavior you want to see. That's all we're talking about. That's just the summary of loving is not manipulative and is not control. So meaning
Yes.
you model what you want them to see. Don't
Yeah.
talk when they're talking. Listen, okay? They're human beings. Because you gave birth anyway, because we know how to do this. So I'm your mother, I'm your
Mm.
parent. No,
Yeah.
because you that's even supposed to give them a safe space to
Mhm.
express themselves. All right. It's not, it doesn't mean the child is going to insult you or look down on you. The way
Mhm.
you want to raise your voice, allow the child to express so that you know from the
Mhm.
point or angle they are coming and you understand their feelings that way and address it better. And I think
Yeah.
by doing it, we tend to even have a good relationship when they're older.
Yes, so that they don't get emotionally disconnected from you. Honestly,
Yes.
I think that's a very strong reason why this is a valid conversation, right?
Mhm.
Because you never know what they may just, think and just suppress it there. And then as they grow, that's how strongholds form. Before you know it,
Exactly.
they start to see you as that, you don't want them to see you
Mhm.
as that. That's why we're having this conversation here today.
Yeah. So I think the last one, and we're going to mention the other one that we discuss next week, will be comparison between siblings creates division. Okay.
Mm,
I know
mm,
my parents did that. Okay. I'm going to tell you that with experience.
mm.
Comparison between siblings,
I'm very careful not to.
each and every one of us have things we are good at.
Yeah.
In the same way, every child, it's like when we say no two pregnancies are the same thing. No
Uh-huh.
two child is the same.
Even
The
twins are
way
not the same. Twins that
twins,
came out the same day.
the way you and your siblings are different character, different personality,
Yeah,
that is the same way your kids are different. They all have the best they bring to the table.
yeah,
We all have the best we bring to the table. So because this child is a certain way does not reduce, and then you compare them, you bring division. Because I
yes.
know my parents did that when we were growing up. I know my siblings, if they're watching it, they know what I'm saying. They have a child who can do all the kitchen work. They
Mm-hmm.
have the child who is very intelligent in book. They
Yeah,
have this child who thinks this way. So
yeah.
when my parents want to, they make it look like, oh, this one who is in the kitchen is the most loved.
Mm,
Meanwhile, when you're talking to another person outside, maybe a parent, you mention the one who is a bookworm and very intelligent.
yeah,
There's this thing that so as parents, please do not compare siblings, okay?
yeah,
Comparing your children will bring division because they will always mention it. They will
yeah.
always say, because this one is like this, that's why you love the person. And they will not remember why you love them. So please do not compare. So they
Exactly.
don't bring divisions in your home.
Yes.
Because
And I
it's
also feel like there's an important aspect of showing them gratitude. I
Mhm.
mean, they taught me that sometimes you'll see them do more because I said thank you, or because
Yes.
I expressed, oh, you really helped me in this thing.
Yeah.
And then you see the energy they bring the next time to
Mhm. Yeah.
because they feel valued. They feel like, oh, this is making
Exactly.
an impact.
Yes.
That's the way it's a human dynamic, first of all,
Mhm.
right? So we should also extend that to them,
To them.
right? Yes, yes.
Yeah, because when you mention family being the smallest unit, is actually the unit that makes the most, influence.
Yeah.
So this is where we need to actually focus on how
Mhm,
we do, what we
mhm.
do, and what we make the students shine. Because whatever they see at home is what they take outside.
Yes.
I always say no child becomes bad from the outside. It
Mhm.
starts from the inside. Okay,
Yeah,
we
yeah.
need to really understand the dynamism of whatever is going on, and we're going to draw curtain because we have a lot of pointers, and when we
Oh
keep
yeah.
talking,
Oh yeah.
okay, we're going to
Mhm.
draw curtain with this. When we keep pointing hands on whatever strength this one exhibits and all that, and you compare, you just bring that division. All right. Remember, some of us even we are framed by all that. So when
Yes.
we come out from our home, we're trying to be X, Y, and all that
Yeah.
together at the same
Trying to
time.
fit
You know,
into,
yes,
yes, because you feel like there's a gap, there's something that is missing in you
mhm,
because of those comments. That's how words destroy, honestly.
yes,
Yeah.
yes. You're forcing yourself to fit in. You're forcing yourself because of the whole thing that was framed. in the family. And
Oh
this
my.
sometimes is even what makes us frame personality of who we are or how we relate to things. Okay.
Mhm,
So all
mhm.
we are talking about is wholesome family dynamics. What makes
Yes.
a healthy home? How
Yeah.
can we actually be that change? Yes,
Yeah.
of course, generations that doesn't know better. I'm going to use that word.
Yeah.
They've
Yeah.
done their part. How
Mhm.
can we do better so that this
Exactly.
generation will thrive on
Yeah.
love that is not manipulative, on
Mhm.
communication that is open to
So
feedback,
very open.
healthy family and wholesome living. Okay.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
next week we have other pointers that we'll be going through with you. And like
Mhm.
I mentioned, another pointer we're looking at next week is financial struggle. Okay, doesn't automatically make family unhealthy. Because so many people always tell me it is if there's no something this person is no. We're gonna dive deep down next week on that and other topics because
Right.
our goal is this platform is for all of us to learn from.
Yeah.
This platform is for all of us to understand better and live right and teach
Mhm.
each other. So if you
Mhm.
have something else you want to share with us, please do share with us in the comment section.
Yeah.
Even what your experience has been growing up,
Yeah.
communication gap, frame who you are now.
Of
What
course.
choices, have you, diverted or deviated to have made you've decided this. So, 'cause some people becomes guided because of all the things they've been through growing up,
Yeah.
this
Yeah.
yes, and all that. All right.
Yeah.
So, Sarah, any final words before we end today's?
So I just want to thank the people who joined us here. I can see Robust Carol and Valerie. They dropped a comment. Definitely, we're going to be responding to your comments. So if you're catching this on the replay, also leave your comments. Give us your own feedback on what you think about this topic, right? Let's have that conversation going. So thank you so much for joining us today. And I'll just pass it back to Sonia to round up.
Thank you, all of you that joined. Please, if you have anything you want us to add to the discussion or you want to come up here live with us, that's beautiful. We
Yes,
can add
sure.
it next week,
You
okay?
are
We just
welcome.
want to share our experiences, learn from it, and let the
Yeah,
generation do better, not just
yeah.
for ourselves, but for families at large. Because when we, get a family to do the right thing,
Mhm.
generations on board, we know that we've influenced them greatly,
Yes.
okay? So till we meet you next week again, have a blessed and amazing weekend to every mother. Okay, God bless you for all your hard
Bless
work, for all
you.
your sacrifice, for
Yes.
every love. Oh, even when you're pouring from an empty cup, you still pour out the love for your
Mhm.
selflessness. We thank you. We appreciate you. God
Mhm.
bless you all. Have a blessed
Yeah.
and amazing week, everyone.
All right. Cheers. Bye.